Hi, this is a video explaining how to complete Unit 2, Task 3, Influences on Population. So as always, start by filling out this first part, name, date, topic, skill, and rate yourself on how good you think you are at this skill. Hint, the topic is influences on population. Then you're ready to start. So part 1, you're going to read about the deer population. There was some kind of issue with the deer population. The forest management was worried about it, so they introduced some kind of solution to try to address the problem. So you'll read about that. And then the results of what they did are in the table. And you're going to calculate the population change, which is the number of deer born minus the number of deer that died during that year. So if you look at the table, what they did was they introduced a predator to the deer population to try to control it. And so what you calculate is the number of deer that were born. In the table, it's labeled deer offspring, minus the number of wolves that died. And in this case, there are two ways that the deer. There are two ways that the deer could die. One is predation. It sounds a lot like predator. That means those are the deer that are dying because they're killed by wolves. Then there is starvation. Those are the deer that are dying because they're running out of food. So to calculate the overall population change, we're going to take the number of births or offspring, which is 800, minus the deaths, so minus 400 and minus 100. Overall, that's going to give us plus 300. So from 1971 to 1972, when we consider all the births and all the deaths, the deer population goes up by 300. And we can see that is verified if we look at the difference between 1971 and 1972, the population goes up. Now you're going to calculate this for the entire table. Some of the population change will be negative. Look, from 1973 to 1974, the deer population goes down. So if you get a negative number, do not be alarmed. That is correct. Okay, then you have some analysis questions. So you're going to do these independently. Think about what happened to the deer population overall. Did it go up? Did it go down? Did it do a little bit of both? Think about when the wolf population was the highest. And when it was the highest, what were the deer doing? Was there anything special going on with the number of deer? Then you're going to think about what would have happened if the wolves hadn't been introduced to the island. What would the deer have done? Then you're going to talk about zero population growth, which is when the population births, so how many new deer, is equal to the deaths. When births equal deaths, hint, if your population growth is births minus deaths, if those two numbers are the same, you're looking at zero population growth. So in our results, what you're going to do is look at which year the population change was closest to zero population growth and talk about that. Then in part 2, you're going to look at New York City population data. You have this chart right here. Then you have two different links, one right here and one right here. You're going to use it to answer these questions about the population of New York. If you need extra help, there is also a video on the YouTube channel. It's called Lesson on Population. That will help you define some of these words when talking about population. So if you need extra help, you should go back and watch that video as well. But if you're good, then go ahead and start Unit 2, Task 3.